What's up, guys? So today we're installing the contour bumper, the one that doesn't require cutting from Avid. We're already to this point. I will be adding in clips from my radius install, which should be the exact same. But first we're going to install the winch mount bracket, which is also going to hold the bumper on, and then we're going to replace the radiator support, which will hopefully be a lot easier. And then we'll be installing the bumper, and it should be basically finished from there. We'll be adding in little small bits and pieces from there as we go. But yeah. Hey guys, I just wanted to kind of include real quick that this is going to be including parts from my radius bumper install. They are very, very similar, very small differences. If there are any questions, just ask them. We're going to go ahead and dive right into this. Again, the beginning part of this with the white Jeep is about the radius, but it's basically the exact same as the contour. Well wanted. To start this off, we're going to go ahead and open up your hood, like always. You're gonna, when you start getting onto your electrical stuff with your winch and everything, go ahead and unplug the battery, especially when it comes to the lights and stuff, which we will be removing these. So if you want to, go ahead and unplug your battery now. We're going to start off by removing these 4 bolts right here. And normally there's plastic clips right here. I broke mine eons ago, so I don't have them no more. But they're basically these. Just easy, pop those out. They break real easy, so be careful. And this is a T55. We're going to go ahead and remove all this, and then we're going to move on to the next ones, which are on the side and on the bottom. And we'll take off the lights, get this front bumper off, and get this show on the road. All right, catch you guys here in a second, guys. Oh, let that focus, holy moly. Okay guys, so now we're going to remove the bottom and side bolts real quick to remove the bumper. Right here is a Phillips, and down here is a Phillips, and it's the exact same for the other side as well. And moving on to the front of the vehicle, let's see, there is a bolt just like this. There's 3 of them. There's one here, one here, one here, and there's a Phillips on the bottom on each corner. Okay? And once you get those removed, we'll move on to the side fenders and remove the bolts there. We'll remove the front bumper and the lighthouse. So now you're going to pop this panel out right here. There's 2 bolts right here. They're star heads. Let me see. I believe this is hard doing it one-handed. This is going to be a T25, and right here these 2, and then up here those 2 hex heads are going to be a 7mm. If you break any of these clips, like as you can see, I actually broke the fender itself. No biggie. They actually give you some extra clips. With that being said, you want to be very careful. Get you a panel popper tool. Try to get that out without breaking them. Now that I've actually broken my panel entirely, I either have to buy a new one or repair it, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, we're going to take this off, and we'll get on to removing the bumper itself and getting started. Okay guys, so we got all the bolts out. I actually already popped this out because it's impossible to do with one hand. And that's all I would have if I was on the camera. What you do, see, I actually broke this prior. You're going to grab on right here, and you're going to grab on under here. You're going to pull this out, and it's going to unclip this, and all these will slowly start to come. You just pry them out, and you'll just pull here, and it clips this off right here. You'll hear clips popping off from underneath. All this starts coming off, and do the same to this side. And then you'll just, with 2 hands, because I only have one, you're going to pull it out a little bit, reach down there, and undo all your lights on both sides, and then you'll just pull the bumper facade straight off, and it'll pop right off, easy peasy. Okay guys, so now we got the front bumper removed. If you have a Trailhawk version, I know for sure of, you're gonna have to remove your crash bar to put on your new winch mount. You're gonna have to remove this piece, and what would be right here would be a tow hook. Okay, this is to a whole nother setup I had, so I'm going to be removing this as well, y'all. Unless you have my old bumper, you wouldn't have this. So with this, your tow hook would be in here. It would be just right back here in the back. You'd see it sticking out. Again, it's really easy. There's gonna be 2 bolts up here. These are 19mm. And then to remove this piece, it's these 2, which are 15mm, and this whole thing, after you remove the tow hook, will fall straight out. Now, duly warned, on the driver's side, it's not gonna be as simple. Not as simple. There's a little bit more tighter space, but it is feasible and can be done. All right, so we're gonna go and get that off, and then we'll be getting on to removing the crash bar and replacing the radiator bracket itself, alongside with putting on the new Avid ones. Okay, so now that we're here to this point, we're gonna be removing the crash bar. We've already got the tow hooks removed. If you haven't gone that far yet, go ahead and pause the video and come back to this point. But, so what we have here is you got a bolt here, here, here and here. Those are 15 millimeter, and you got this little one right here, which is a 10. Okay. Now, when you're doing this, I normally leave, because I've taken this off a couple times. I leave one of these top ones in on each side, and I'll keep them very loose so I can just come up and knock them out real easily. Be very careful right here, because this is connected to your radiator. Okay. It's a soft hose, kind of. You don't want to mess anything up. Okay, and you're going to do this to both sides. There's no hose on the other side, it's just on this side. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. It's called the crash bar. And we're going to get on with this. We're a little upside down right now, but we're going to be removing this skid plate off the Trailhawk. Don't know if the regulars will have it. I'll be doing some research into that. But there's going to be a 10 millimeter bolt here, 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 and here. Okay, there's 5 in total. And when you do it, it's going to start to sag a little. Don't need to worry about this. It's just a little plastic vent that's connected to it. That's perfectly fine. Now you're also going to need a 13 millimeter to undo this one, and this one. And that's going to disconnect this one from this front skid plate. Keep these bolts in place, because I think you're going to have to use them to remount everything back up in place afterwards. And then we'll go to swapping out the radiator support itself. Alright guys, so to pop this off, it's real simple. You just kind of push it down, and whoa, there it goes, and it pops right out. So get that real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and put in this one on this side. Go ahead and demonstrate on this side. Let's see, okay, right here. So you want this pointing like this, okay? And it will twist if you don't get it on perfectly. But it'll make it a lot easier when you're putting it back onto your radiator. Alright, make sure that's like that. That one's good. And now we're going to get on to the fun part. So I found out you actually might want to support this a little bit somewhere along the line. Maybe not on the radiator is the best part. Because when I undid these bolts, you notice I left one here and one on this side. The entire front facade housing decided it wanted to come down. Like, it didn't fall down because I caught it. But you want to support it somewhere along these points and give it a little support, because it's just holding on by one bolt right now. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put one side on, like just one bolt, and then swing this one up and put this bolt, and then start to knock them all back out and knock them back into place. Alright, so we're going to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. We'll start putting on the new winch mount. Okay, so we got this part on. We went and put this on first, and then we took off the support down here. So all this stayed in place, and this actually is, so the factory is like a bunch of small pieces. It's this big piece, and then you have to move. This basically picks the radiator up and moves it. I was kind of wondering what people were talking about with the contour bumper, and now I see what it is. So your radiator support is 2 levels. You got one stage here and one stage down here, and you take it from down here and you just put it up here. This panel just pops off. We broke it, so we self-tapped it. It's probably something you're going to have to end up doing yourself as well. And then we went ahead and put this part on. Got these rubber pieces on, got it all mounted in place. And then, while we were working on that, I went ahead and did the lights. So you would see on yours, this bracket here would be on the outside, but to make it fit better, we went and put it on the inside, and I just think it looks a lot better anyways. And then for the fog lights, it's actually got its own little brackets right here, and you'll put these brackets on first, which are the little short bolts it comes with, and then you'll use the longer ones and place it, and go ahead and bolt all that down, and when you're finished, you got that. And now we're going to get on to putting the bumper onto the Jeep, and then applying the skid plate and putting the grill back on, and hopefully hooking the lights up and getting this thing finished. Alright guys, so we got the lights working, got them all plugged in before we finished folding the bumper down. So Avid actually gives you an extension cable for your fog lights, because this cable, their factory cable, stops here, which unfortunately is way too short. So you can use their extension cable to knock that off. Their extension cable, you can just mount that up in there, zip tie it, and you'll get your fog lights working. Now we're going to go finish bolting this down and putting the front bumper back on and trimming up the wheel well. Alrighty guys, so here we are, we got the bumper installed and everything's all finished. When you put the front grill back on, it's the same way you took it off. Put those bolts, it's going to be the top 2 bolts down instead of all 4. Get your plastic clips, clip that in. And yeah, this is the finished product. This is the Avid Contour front bumper for, I believe they make them for even the 1.4 liter if y'all have that. I don't think many people have those. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment. Like and subscribe like always for more, because we bring you the coolest. See you later.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now,